Let me tell you about a funny story. So I was in LA and I never knew about the dance. Like I seen it, but I never knew how to do it. So I meet up with TikTok and they're telling me how to do like a dance to my own song. So they're like, no, it's I Miss My Cocoa Butter Kisses. I'm like, all right. And I could not get it down at all. It was too fast for me. I'm over here like, hold on, wait. Like what? I'm over here trying to dance. I'm like, bro, how are y'all hitting the whoa to this? I'm #3 in the world on TikTok. And that's crazy. Name Kaash Paige came from just me calling myself Cash My Checks at first. My middle name is Paige. And so I went by Cash, but I was like, that's kind of like basic. Like I feel like everybody at the time was calling themselves Cash. I was like, let me add something that's like else. So I said Kaash Paige. And I was like, So I was letting people listen to it and they were like, that sound hard. And I was like, bet, but I had to make Cash mean something. So Cash means kill all arrogance, stop hatred. So kill all arrogance, stop hatred Paige. I used to hate myself because I couldn't be like the other people that I was around. And I'm just like, you don't have to be like somebody else to be cool, or you can't put on a different persona. You just have to be yourself and be real with yourself because that's where everybody loves you the most. I graduated early because I didn't really like school. When I was in school, I was surrounded by so many different personalities, I was losing myself. Because, you know, high school, big bullies. Middle school, big bullies. I can't be around that because at that time I was getting to learn myself because I'm growing up and I'm like, dang, like, am I cool because I hang out with this girl or am I lame because I hang out with this girl? So it was more like I had to get out and I wanted to be different. I'm like, I want to do music. See, I always get stories sent to me, but when somebody sent me Kylie Jenner's story, I'm like, all right, they just saying she bad. Like, okay. So I look at it and I hear my song. I'm like, all right, so my heart dropped a little bit. And then as the week goes by, I start seeing every single song from my EP. So I'm like, she must really, you know, mess with me. And it was just like, I was getting sent stories every single day. When I seen Kylie Jenner listening to it, I just felt like it took the song to a whole different amount of people's ears. I feel like people are like, what sound is this? What artist is this? So I feel like people started listening to the songs more and listening to my EP and got more into me. But at the same time, I still gotta keep going. It's gonna be way more artists and way more people that listen to my songs. So it was just a blessing at that time because I would never think that, you know, Kylie Jenner would be bumping my music. When I first made Park Car Convos, it was just literally me always being in the car with my friends, just talking about life. And so I was like, what if I made an EP that you can just turn on and chill and sit in the car with your friends with and just smoke or, you know, just talk about anything. So when I was in the process of making that EP, it was hard for me because I'm over here like, what do we talk about in Park Car Convos? Like, what are the topics? The topics are everything. Whenever I make my music, it comes from life experience, but at the same time, it comes from just me creating a story and just, you know, saying either what I go through or what I've heard somebody else went through or just something that teenagers can relate to. I'm 19 years old. Like, I don't go through a lot. So Teenage Fever actually came from, I don't know if y'all like listen to Drake. I like his song Teenage Fever, but it had more meaning to me than just his song. It was like Teenage Fever. I want to drop it before, you know, summertime because I feel as if it's the vibes. Teenage Fever and Park Car Convos, they're gonna be completely different albums. I feel like Park Car Convos was more of, that's like my pregame. That was more like just showing people what I got. I feel like Teenage Fever is more me showing like the production and how my, like, you know, the growth in my music. My goals for 2020 and more years to come, I want to be the biggest artist in the world. I'm going to be the biggest artist in the world. So y'all just stay tuned for that one, because that's just my goal. I want to be the biggest artist in the world, biggest business lady in the world at a young age. I want to have a record label. I want to have a lot of stuff. I just don't want to do music for the rest of my life. So I want to branch off, have an artist, become an A&R, and do a whole bunch of other stuff. Just take over the world and put on for Dallas.